Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about relationships. And if anything of this sounds familiar to you, if you keep attracting emotionally unavailable partners, if your relationships leave you anxious or emotionally exhausted or confused, and if you promise yourself that you will never do that again, but you still do that, or if after a breakup you can't stop thinking about the same person even if you know that the relationship is not good for you, and if no matter how hard you try, you still can't build the relationship that you want, then this video is for you. Keep watching till the end and you will know why you keep attracting unhealthy relationships. In this video, I will tell you why you can feel so painful and confusing in love, why you keep repeating the same relationship dynamics, why willpower alone isn't enough to change the outcome, and most importantly, how the real change becomes possible. And if you are interested in such things, please subscribe, hit the button, and let's continue. My name is Natalie Eddy. I am the author of Neurotransformational Individual Family Constellations Method, and I'm also the author of the upcoming book Wounded by Family: Healing the Patterns That Hold You Back. I finished it a few days ago, and now I'm preparing it for the publication. And I help people transform subconscious patterns in relationships, money, and emotional well being. So, the question is, when we talk about love, why is it so painful? Because when we talk about love, of course, we don't think that love should be bad, confusing, exhausting. Because when we think about it, we think that it should be safe, trustful, and emotionally secure, like any healthy relationships. But instead, many people feel that love is painful. But the answer to this question is not about what is happening right now, because what is happening right now, it's the symptoms of what we learned before, long before our first relationships. Talking about our first lessons about love, I'm sure you all heard this expression that babies absorb everything like a sponge. It's true, we do absorb everything like a sponge when we're kids. And whatever we absorb, we learn that from people around us. Because when we are born, we don't know anything about love yet, and anything about not just about love. And when we absorb, unfortunately, being children, we cannot filter what we absorb. Whatever the people around us show us, we absorb it, and we cannot say that, okay, this thing is good, I will take it, this thing is bad, no thank you. Unfortunately, it's not possible. That's why whatever we learned from people around us, we take it. And children, as the survival of the children depends on their parents, they start calling love whatever is happening in the family. So, if a parent showed ignore or neglection or humiliation or anything, any other kind of attitude to the child. Being adult, we understand that this is not healthy, but being children, we think that this is what love looks like, because for us, that's what our parents showed to us, and we start bringing this patterns, this information, what love looks like, into the adult life. And why we keep repeating it, even if we understand that, like, being an adult, we already understand what is good and what is bad. But the thing is that when we absorb that information being children, our brain created patterns to react to the world faster, because the brain is the laziest organ that we have, meaning that the task of the brain is not to make you happy. The task of the brain is to make you survive in case of danger. And that's why it doesn't really work much until the situation is unknown and dangerous, or potentially dangerous, and the brain has to think faster, and for that it needs energy. That's why the brain saves energy in case if we walk in a forest and a saber-toothed tiger jumps out of a bush to eat us. And in this case, we have to run away faster. And during our evolution, we just learned this mechanism of reaction as species. That's why for everyday life, when the danger is not all around, the brain just saves the energy. That's why the brain makes us to react to different situations, not in the best way you think is possible, but in the most familiar way, because the most familiar doesn't take much energy. And the most familiar, unfortunately, doesn't always mean the most healthy. Like the healthiest. That's why when you repeat something from the past, it's not because you actually want to. It's because you repeat it because your subconscious has learned it. And that's important to understand. It's important to understand that mechanism when something is not working in your life the way you want it to work, and you want to change it, like relationships, for example. Sometimes people start thinking that, okay, I'm an adult, I can use my willpower, and everything will work. I just have to make a decision, and everything will work. Unfortunately, no, because willpower is not enough. Because with your head, you know what you should do. And because the problem is not a lack of awareness. We all know what is good and what is bad. We all know what we want to have our life. Like I want to have like good relationships with a man I trust, who never cheats, who is always there for me, who is emotionally available. But instead, if I choose a different person, like the opposite practically person, it's not because I don't have enough awareness. It's because my subconscious patterns are much stronger than my conscious decisions. That's why I can tell myself many times that, okay, never again, no more abusers, no more emotionally unavailable people. And I still find practically the same people, the same abusers, the same emotionally unavailable, literally like the same people, just with different names, with different appearance. And knowing this mechanism, you knowing that your subconscious patterns are stronger than conscious decisions, that's where you can start changing it. Because lasting change begins with the pattern, not with the symptom. Because whatever you see on the surface, when you see abusing attitude or ignoring or some negative, when you see some negative attitude toward yourself, uh, it is just a symptom, and it's useless to work it through at the symptom level, because if you work at the symptom level, the root level will be still the same. That's why working at the symptom level, it's practically like wasting your time, wasting your money, wasting everything. When you want to make changes in your life, you should change your subconscious pattern. Because when you choose your subconscious pattern, the choices that you begin making, they change naturally. For example, if I used to choose abusers, for example. I had a pattern to choose abusers because that's what my parents showed to me. Like their love was, or love in quotation marks, was filled with abuse, was full of abuse. And if I keep choosing abusive men, it's because I have this pattern. So when I change the pattern itself, those abusive men, they stop feeling attractive to me. Because when I choose an abuser here before work, I understand probably they are abusers. I just cannot do much about that because I cannot leave, because let's say good girls do not leave relationships, they build relationships, or anything else that can be in my mind about that. And if I do not change the pattern, the situation will be the same. I will choose the same abusers. But if I go deeper and I change the pattern, I won't be able to look at the same abuser with the same feeling. Because whatever was acceptable here when I had this pattern is not acceptable here when I already changed this pattern. That's why you cannot be attracted to this person anymore, because you're just at the different levels. You won't meet again, because here with the same pattern you meet. Here, when you went deeper, change the pattern, you won't meet because you're just at the same levels. And when you change it, whatever was familiar here stops being that necessary here, because a new pattern starts feeling familiar for the brain. And when you change it, healthy relationships, they're not boring anymore. They're just safe, and safety is okay for you. You're not afraid of safety subconsciously. So if you want to change your relationships, you change the pattern, because when you change the pattern, your relationships will begin to change too. How I help people change these patterns? I developed the neurotransformational individual family constellations method. For those who understand something in psychotherapy and psychology, it is a mixture of family constellations by Bert Hellinger, transact analysis by Eric Byrne, Gestalt therapy, and some author work that I edit to make to combine everything and to make everything even better. And also like individual, I forgot individual constellations here. My method, it helps to identify subconscious patterns behind the recurring problem. So whatever is repeated in your life and you are not happy with that, whether it is an abusive man or an emotionally unavailable partner, or people who cheat on you, like if you get partners who always cheat on you, whatever it is, there is a pattern behind it. So if it happens several times in your life, I help to identify which subconscious pattern has this information, and I change this pattern. So instead of working with the symptoms, because they never end, unfortunately, we work with the root problem. And once the pattern changes, you become able to make new choices. So new choices become possible. And that's where you start having the lasting change, not just for a few minutes or a few hours when you feel good after the session. You will start making different choices, and those different choices will lead to different kinds of relationships. What changes when the pattern changes? First of all, the people you are attracted to begin to change. As I started to explain before, for example, if you are in a room full of people, and let's say you are a woman, I'm a woman, it's easier for me to give these examples. You're a woman and you enter a room with, let's say, 100 men. And those 100 men, they are good looking, all of them, like absolutely your type in everything, but you will be attracted to the man who has the same patterns and the same traumatization level. I mean emotional traumas right now, at the same with the same traumatization level as you, because that's how you will meet. For example, if you are at minus 100, talking about numbers, they are all just numbers, don't pay attention to them, there is just an example. So when you are at minus 100 and he's at minus 100, you will feel he's an ideal man for you, even if everything will go wrong later, because he's abusive, emotionally unavailable, aggressive, it doesn't matter. When you meet, it feels right, just because you are at the same level. And if, for example, there is no such man in a room, and there are minus 95 and minus 105, you will feel like, okay, minus 95, well, he's almost good, but something is missing. Minus 105, he's almost good, but something is too much. And that's how we meet. And if you do not want to meet men who are wrong for you anymore, you start working on yourself and you go, let's say, at minus to minus 50. So you are minus 100, you become minus 50. You cannot meet each other anymore. And another man at at minus 50 will be good for you, and he will be less toxic than 100 than minus 100. Do you understand what I mean? And here you just meet, and here relationships are healthier because they are minus 50. Like, you still have some negative moments, but at minus 100 you have much more negative moments than over here. And if you are here and the previous man is here, you are at minus 50, he is at minus 100, you just won't meet. You will be at different levels, and you won't feel attractive to each other, because he will be too abusive for you, you will know it, you will feel it, and because of that he won't be interesting for you. For him, you will be too difficult as a victim, because over here you will be easier to abuse. Over here, he will have to jump high to abuse you. It takes too much energy, and we remember that people are lazy in general. Not just abusers are lazy, everybody is lazy. We do not want to work much if there is a chance to work less. That's why he will not choose you either. And in this case, when you change something, you notice red flags earlier. You set your boundaries much easier. And your relationships, when you grow, they become calmer, more satisfying, and they're not confusing anymore here. And you just stop repeating the same painful story when you change the pattern, the initial pattern that actually led you to the situation that you have now. So, if all that makes sense, please let me know in the comments. If it doesn't make sense, please let me know in the comments as well. Because what I wanted to tell you in this video is that it's not just bad luck in love, and it's not that you just keep choosing the wrong people because you want to choose the wrong people. No, you were just following a subconscious pattern, and as it was subconscious, you didn't even realize it was there. And once you recognize the pattern that makes you act a certain way, you can begin to change it, and that's how you build a different future. Following different patterns that are healthier and more supportive and serving you against of fighting against you, or instead of fighting against you. So, if you are ready for changing your relationship patterns, you can send me the word pattern in my Instagram, and or I will try to put the QR code over here on the screen, or find my Instagram in the description. And I hope this video was useful for you. Please subscribe if you want to get more information like that. And in the comments, let me know what you think. Was everything like clear, understandable, or maybe you want more information about something? So just let me know in the comments. And have a nice day.